Even for those who love God's law, it is impossible for them to live by it because we sin, meaning miss the mark of God's standard. This is the lesson of Israel. They were placed under the law as an example. In this, the law was then a tutor, as Paul directly says, to lead us to Jesus Christ. As he says in Romans 7, I find then a law, that evil is present with me, the one who wills to do good. For I delight in the law of God according to the inward man, but I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members. O wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from this body of death? I thank God through Jesus Christ our Lord. This takes us back to the 5 stones. The law, as used by Christ, is our grace. Even if we cannot meet the demands of the law, he could, and he did. He only needed 1 stone to defeat the serpent. He did not sin. Rather, he hit his mark perfectly with just 1 stone. However, he possessed the grace of all 5, embodying the law of Moses for us. The author of Hebrews clearly and poignantly explains for us how Christ did what he did. In Hebrews 2, inasmuch then, as the children have partaken of flesh and blood, he himself likewise shared in the same, that through death he might destroy him who had the power of death, that is, the devil, and release those who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. The bondage he refers to is the fear of death, death which came through the law. The devil, through the law, held humanity within his power because of it. Christ shared in our humanity in order to destroy the devil. This is what is pictured in David cutting off the head of Goliath. Christ's sharing in our humanity, which the author of Hebrews speaks of, is pictured in the words of verse 42, which said that Goliath disdained David and that David was only a youth, ruddy and good-looking. As noted then, both words, disdained and ruddy, are used in the account of Esau despising his birthright. Esau, in that account, pictured Adam. Paul shows in 1 Corinthians 15 that Christ came as the last Adam. Adam was made of dust, and he returned to the dust. Christ put on humanity in order to undo what Adam had fouled up. Thus, the description of David as red is given to show us Christ's incarnation as this last Adam. As I said, the theology of this one act could fill many, many books. But to know and understand this more, guess what? We're going through the book of Deuteronomy at the Superior Word right now. After completing this sermon, we will go back there. In it, all of this theology is made evident from the law itself. But for now, suffice it to say, thank God for Jesus Christ. One important point to consider, and which inevitably causes scholar and preacher alike, is that it uses the same Hebrew word, translated as killed, twice. David killed him with the sling and the stone, and no sword was in his hand. And David killed him when he cut off his head. How can he have killed him twice? The reason for the specificity is because Christ twice killed the power of Satan. He did it through the proper use of the word, defeating him through his sinless nature, and he did it through the fulfillment of the law, both in annulling the power of the law, Satan's tool for deceiving man, and cutting a new covenant at the same time through his own death.